with my tweets about Okiya Omtatah. I don't need to convince them further, because I had already told them months ago that this Okiya Omtatah works for the government. I don't need more. They have already found the proof that they were looking for, beyond reasonable doubt, that this guy, Kibet, has never been arrested ever since he started making those cartoons. On the day that he meets Okiya Omtatah, he's arrested. You think those are, do you believe in such coincidence? If you believe in such a coincidence, then I bet you also believe in Santa Claus. Santa Claus brought a gift for you. Is it under a Christmas tree or something? So we don't speak because we have a vendetta. We don't speak because we hate people or no. We connect dots. That's why we exist. That's why we are deplatformed on mainstream media. They know if I get to mainstream media, I'll light up the country. Hey, huh? If I was interviewed by Yvonne Okwara there, my friend, by the time I'm leaving that desk, mumetoka kwa manyumba zenyu munatembea kwenda State House. That's why we cannot get those platforms. But we already have the blessing of social media. Imagine if our forefathers, the Mau Mau, had that. Then Dedan Kimathi, if you read their histories very well, you'll see it is traitors, internal traitors, who sold them out. It is also home guards who shot him. So the biggest threat at the time was not even the Muzungu. It was the conditioned Africans, the brainwashed Africans. They were the biggest threat. And so here we have another narrative which is cropping up. Anytime we try to create conflict, that we are brewing division in the movement. That because I am criticizing Omtatah, I am causing division and I will make Ruto win in 2027. Are you sick? My criticism of Omtatah or Boniface Mwangi or Hanifa is not inversely proportional to endorsing Ruto. There is no way I say it that now because we are doing away with Omtatah, now Ruto is better. No. But they are trying to fashion that narrative that Omtatah is the symbol of national unity. Is a symbol of Gen Z unity. Where was he? I never saw him in any protest. If we didn't speak about the abduction of Kibet, Omtatah could not have spoken because we were tweeting about it 24 hours after the kid was abducted. Omtatah had not said anything before. And he knew the kid had been abducted. Hawa ndio watu munaita activists huku your hope, your future, sijui president. You need to reevaluate some damn shit that you do or say. Told you me I was not meant to be an activist. I had a career in football. But the government has systematically come and destroyed every avenue that the youth can prosper. Our stadiums are closed. Like now, Uhuru closed the stadiums from 2018 to 2022. They were reopened. Kasarani was reopened a bit for the presidential inauguration, then closed again. So we cannot actualize our talents and potential because these people want to ruin. You saw even Ruto is such a thief that he has stolen the Christmas spirit. We are not happy. There is not even a single county which even had a Christmas tree. The little joys and pleasures that we used to have, even during the Moi era, we used to see the mayors used to have Christmas trees. Now the governors are stealing billions. And even like a single Christmas tree, I didn't see anywhere. These guys, they are so greedy, they want to grab even our joy. They have deployed Mutahinguni and David Ndii. All the time they are spewing divisive rhetoric. Because they don't want to see us happy. They are energy drainers. These fucking boomers. And when we tell you this, you're supposed to learn. You understand the kind of environment that you're living in. Understand that you can't trust anyone. All the Mera dens are NIS listening posts. If you didn't know. You may ask, hey, because all of you only know how to create. Once you hear new knowledge, because 844 taught you that whatever you learned in school is enough. You're not supposed to learn anything else. You're not supposed to connect any other dots. Tulmemfunza ya kutosha through 844. the Miraa, Jaba dens are NIS listening posts. Ask yourself why. Miraa is the only unregulated cash crop in Kenya. Miraa wanatoanga miraa kwa shamba kama imeingia kwa soko. For coffee, for you to sell coffee, you have to pass through the miller, the marketer, the auction, the what. There is like 10 different layers of bureaucracy created by law by your stupid MPs whose work is just sleeping and farting in parliament. They create all this bureaucracy just to kill, deliberately kill the coffee sector. Go to the tea sector. They've done the same. Now there's tea which has been rotting, has been in Mombasa for 6 months, has not been sold because of regulations which were brought by who? By Rigiji. If you listen to another Twitter guy there called Jim Jue, he's there talking. Rigiji is the one who fucked the whole coffee and tea sector. With every government, even the Kibaki era, every government says, now we want to reform. We are creating reforms. To reform, these guys have been in parliament. They are the ones who passed those bills. And then now they change. Now is new wine in old skin. They change. Now they say, oh, we want to come and reform. But Miraa has never been touched by any regulation. They are pickups. When you see them on the road, they can flout all the traffic laws. Why? Because that product needs to leave the market quickly, get to the soko. They get it to the bases. Inapelekwa kwa base. By the time unafika kwa base, there is always one person in that base. He's the one who initiates the conversation. Inaitwa mada ya leo. Mnaonaje Matiang'i? In that mada, they don't give an option. They don't give, it's not like a multiple choice question. Mnaonaje Matiang'i? Matiang'i yako poa, si ndio? And then the other guy comes, yuko wana ubaya. And then the other, they get their instructions from a central point. 1 in every 5 ghetto youths is an NIS informant. 1 in every 5 ghetto youths. That's why if you see the suppressed nature of politics in the ghetto, in the slums, in the whatever, is because they were infiltrated a long time ago. They were infiltrated. If you looked at the first wave of the Maandamano, it was kids, and you had Kimani Ichung'wah saying they had iPhones, they were going to KFC, they were coming in Uber. Because in their zones, they have not interacted with fear. They have not been sold for fear. But in the hood, in the ghetto, 1 in every 5 of your friends, if you're in Githurai, if you're in Kibet, if you're in Pipeline, 1 in every 5 of you is an NIS informant. And their work is to sell you fear. So that when you protest, they come and tell you, sasa, twende nyumbani, unajua utakaa hapa protest ukose kitu ya kukula. Sasa juu walienda nyumbani, wako na kitu ya kukula saa hii. Mulikula nini Christmas? Mko na kitu? Hapana. So even the person who told you to leave the protests in the pursuit of food, hata yeye labda hata hana chakula. Yeye anangojea zile atapewa na NIS. The NIS budget is 23 billion per year. The judiciary budget is 9 billion. How? Unafikiri hiyo pesa ni ya nini? It's for paying all these informants, student leaders, boda chairmen and secretaries, and to sell fear, to sell abandonment. Munakaa saa zote huko mumeuziwa uoga. And then now they can float their agenda. And then once they circulate a name, they started with Omtata, and then now Matiang'i, and then now they bring it to mainstream media. Now you start seeing the characters now getting into mainstream media front page. Wewe tu uko hapo unakula bajaba yako. You won't know because your medulla, your cerebrum has already been infected. That is an infection of the cerebrum with propaganda. You won't know. You'll just go like a robot. Your selection has already been predetermined. So there's not real any choice. There's no real choice there. Your participation in the elections is just but a mere formality. The mere formality. So every place where you go to buy Jabba, every place where you go to buy Mirror is an NIS outpost. If you didn't know, now you know. Me, if you look at me, do I look like I was meant to do this shit? No. But I'm seeing all of you are quiet. Well, now, the option or the prospect of staying silent as my country degenerates. I have been to bad countries and good countries alike. I know how easy it is to sleep. I can see Ruto where he's taking us. He's taking us back to the Moi era, where we used to have things like power rationing. We used to have what? We used to have everything. Ruto is heading us there. He's heading us in that direction. And so, do we keep quiet, all of us? If you look at me, if you look, I look like your quintessential rich kid, but I'm not. But if you met a guy from the hood, if you met Calligraph Jones, OG, Calligraph Jones is the biggest simp. He's the biggest mwoga, because he's part of that infrastructure. He has been infected by that curse of fear by NIS. Because if you are living in those ghetto areas, where you are as good as useless. Where's this idea, mtu? You are useless. We used to think guys of ghetto ati wako na street cred au nini. Nyinyi mume pigwa stick kwa kichwa na NIS. You sing to their tunes. Iliona, some guy there giving me grief ati I spoke about pipeline. Pipeline has the population that can bring a revolution in Nairobi. Walikuwa time ya ile scandal ya Kware, walikuwa wamenyamazishwa na polisi 10. 10 policemen wamenyamazisha an estate of, I don't know, 5,000, 10,000 people. 10 policemen. Na mnajiita sisi ndio, we are the ghetto youth. This is the ghetto youth. Mtutambue sisi. Na watu wa ghetto mutambue watu mababi. Vile mnaitanga watu mababi. Oh, you will have to show us what you bring to the table. Because it's nothing. Munatishwa na polisi 10. Pipeline mzima. Are there no men in that estate? Women.
Asante sana kwa kutazama Wasource TV. Kama hujasubscribe na kuomba uweze kusubscribe. Nasema asante sana kwa kuchagua Wasource TV. Huyo amekuwa ni Gaitho akizungumzia tu wale ambao waliweza kumabduct yule Kibet ambaye ameweza kutoweka. So sijui na maoni gani kuhusiana na alichosema Gaitho. Kama uko na maoni niachie hapo kwenye comment section. Kama hujasubscribe na kuomba uweze kusubscribe, ndio wakati wote tunapata habari kama hii unakuwa mtu wa kwanza kuipata. Finya notification bell ndio pia uweze kupata hiyo notification wakati wote tu tuna upload video yote. Lakini mara nyingine tena kuomba uweze kusubscribe. Kuwa na mchana mwema, ili tuweze kuwa mbele pamoja, na Christmas njema na mwaka mpya wenye fanaka. Asante sana.